Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 138th episode of Don't Forget the Popcorn. So, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I was reading some stuff, and I read that trips to the great city of Las Vegas have been down with the current state of the world and the price of things. So, I thought, hey, if people aren't going there, it'd be great time to watch a Vegas movie. Las Vegas is one of my favorite cities in the world, and I absolutely love movies set there. If you've been, you know it's like no place on earth. It's full of sin and debauchery, and it's amazing. A vibe that really can't be matched. Fun in the desert is a must, and if you haven't been, I highly suggest planning a trip when the prices calm down. So let's lay out some rules for this. The movies have to be primarily set in the city of Las Vegas, not Reno or the Vegas area, and not a LA movie where they make a pit stop in Vegas. The movie has to have some significance to the city. Gambling, prostitution, stage shows, weddings, partying, etc. Needs to have something Vegas is known for, right? This list will be a blend of objective and subjective picks. There will be some undeniables and some ones that will maybe have you scratching your head. So I'm going to pick 10 movies, all genres and time periods. So guys, do me a solid like and subscribe. It truly means a lot and helps me out. Follow me on Letterboxd. Ralph Vader is linked below. And let's get into the best Las Vegas movies. Number 10. The Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas, 2000, directed by Brian Levant. Okay, don't click this video off yet. I promise you there's going to be some stuff you actually think are good on this list. And before you write me off, hear me out. Now, there's tons of movies that could have went in this 10 spot. Movies that people actually like. And Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas was panned at release. Still, this is a pure Vegas movie and a fun one the whole family can watch. Just because a movie is set in the city of sin doesn't mean it needs to be for all adults. The sequel to the 1994 movie is actually a prequel, an origin story of how Fred and Barney met Wilma and Betty. This film is fun because although a family movie, it's pretty much a pure Vegas movie, and this one shows us how gambling can just lead you to lose everything. Now, I grew up on this movie, so I'm a little biased, but the way they reimagined Vegas for the Stone Age is actually brilliant. The way they designed the set pieces for the time period is quite creative, and this movie does a great job in its interpretation. It's a goofy movie with a lot of cheap gags, but the performances are solid, and it's a quick watch, and it's pretty fun despite its shortcomings. Number 9. Vegas Vacation, 1997, directed by Steven Kessler. Just like the last pick, we gotta get some family movies in before we get to the gritty stuff. This is one that I grew up with as a kid and I loved it. Is it the best Griswold movie? No. But it is one of the best Vegas movies. Absolutely. I know a lot of people didn't like this movie, but I think it's aged quite well, and it's one of the most pure Vegas movies. Pretty much the whole movie takes place in the city, and they do all the Vegas stuff you can do. Chevy Chase is funny, and of course Randy Quaid is Cousin Eddie. This movie is 90s Vegas at its finest. I mean, they see Siegfried and Roy go to the Hoover Dam and gamble like crazy. It's got all the goofy tropes you get from Clark, just all in Vegas. We get a young Wayne Newton acting here. Well, a younger Wayne Newton. I think this movie has aged super well, and I watched it before I went to Vegas last, and it honestly just got me so amped up. It's just some good old family fun. Number 8. Bugsy, 1991, directed by Barry Levinson. So this movie is maybe the most non-Vegas movie on the whole list, but it has to be here because of what it's about. Warren Beatty plays Bugsy Siegel, a New York gangster who is responsible for starting the Las Vegas Strip. So this is a great film, and Warren Beatty gives one of his best performances here. A good chunk of this movie does take place in LA, but the second half is mostly Vegas, so we're not really breaking the rules. This movie is about the man who put everything on the line to open up the Flamingo Hotel, one of Vegas's most famous. It's a great hotel. I didn't stay there, but I gambled and got drunk there and had a great time. Without the Flamingo, we don't have Vegas as we know it and love it today. It was the blueprint where it all really started. Before that, Vegas just had tiny little hole in the wall casinos. It's crazy how one guy kind of had this vision and it really turned out the way he predicted it. This film shows you Vegas before it was Vegas. It was just a desert town with really nothing much to it. It looked boring and desolate until Bugsy came along and shook things up with his idea that may have cost him everything. Fans of the great city of Vegas should see this movie to see how far it has come. Number 7. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1998, directed by Terry Gilliam. One of the ultimate cult classic films. Fear and Loathing is one of those movies that will make you feel like you've been tripping balls by the time it's over. And that's by design. Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro do drugs, party, and get into all kinds of crazy stuff. This really is a drug-induced hangout movie as we watch two dudes get faded and roam through Vegas going on their adventure. This movie is hilarious and one I will say takes a certain kind of movie watcher to appreciate. It's beautifully shot and has such a vibe to it with cool set pieces and art direction. I think over time this movie has been looked at more favorably. This is a Vegas movie through and through and shows you the city in a different lens than most other Vegas movies do. If you partake in certain things, this is a good movie to put on while you do that. Number 6. Leaving Las Vegas, 1995, directed by Mike Figgis. This one is one of those movies I've heard a lot of people say they can only watch once because it's hard to watch some of it. Alcoholism can be a real tough thing to deal with, especially if you're dating someone with it. Leaving Las Vegas is about a man who pretty much has lost everything and he moves to Vegas with the goal of drinking himself to death. While there, he meets a young prostitute that he ends up really taking a liking to. First off the bat, Nick Cage and Elizabeth Shue give some of their career best in this, with Cage winning an Oscar. This movie isn't fun as some of the other Vegas movies on this list, but it is beautifully captures the 90s Vegas in a nostalgic time capsule that I wish I could just go back and experience. What I love about this film, besides the great acting and interesting story, is how well the DP captured the look of the city. A lot of this movie takes place at night, which is the best time to experience Vegas. All the lights and people just letting loose and enjoying themselves. The other thing is this movie shows the ugliness of a fast-paced Vegas lifestyle and what it can do to the mind and the body. This is a Vegas movie 100% and it is one of the best. Number 5. Showgirls, 1995, directed by Paul Verhoeven. Now, this one may be a bit biased and controversial, especially being in the top 5. Showgirls is one of the most hated and panned movies of all time, and it bombed. Not only at the box office, but it bombed Elizabeth Berkley's career. Unfairly, in my opinion, seeing as everyone else kind of came out unscathed. Now, I think if you watch this movie now, I promise it plays better than it did in 95. Showgirls is about a young girl coming to Vegas to be a showgirl dancer. When she gets there, she learns that the game is more cutthroat than you thought. This movie is wild and so much fun. You have to just take it all in. The set designs and dance performances can't be denied. The sexual tension between the leads is exhilarating, and most importantly, it shows 90 Vegas in all of its glory. And unlike most of these movies, this movie fully takes place in Vegas. Starts coming in, ends going out. Gina Gershon gives an incredible performance. And, unpopular opinion, I think Elizabeth Berkley was great in this movie. She was breaking out of her Jesse Spano Saved by the Bell role and really growing up in this. This movie is great because, with the exception of The Last Showgirl, which is still very new, I couldn't think of many Vegas movies about showgirls that hit as hard. This movie is full of style, attitude, and sex appeal, and I love it. I have a whole review on this movie. I'll link that down below if you're interested. Number 4. Ocean's 11, 2001, directed by Steven Soderbergh. This is one of the most fun and slick movies on the list. One where the remake is infinitely better than the original. I really feel this movie needs no intro. Danny Ocean rounds up the crew to steal $100+ million from a Vegas casino, all while trying to get his wife back from the man who owns it. What makes this movie special is the ensemble cast led by Clooney and Pitt. The chemistry between everyone is incredible. It's funny, slick, and full of fun twists and turns that keep it fresh even on a rewatch. It's one of the best heist movies as well as one of the best Vegas movies. Soderbergh's vision was unmatched, and although the sequels are pretty good too, there's nothing like the magic from the first one. It's a vibe with all the fun Vegas stuff, showing us how beautiful and intricate these casinos can be. They can keep making these, but I don't think this one will ever be topped. Number 3. One from the Heart, 1982, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. This is likely one of the most unknown and one that people seem to hate, but I must say I personally think this movie is a masterpiece and captures Vegas in the most beautiful light. A lot of the set designs were made up, but this movie is Vegas to the max. It's beautifully lit, well acted, and so heartfelt. It's a vibe. This is one of those best romance movies I've ever watched. Oddly enough, it's also kind of a musical, and it all takes place in the Great Sin City. This movie is about a young couple who constantly fight and end up going on a series of their own adventures in Vegas, all to realize one thing. There is a passion and charm that was taken in making this movie, and it pours all over the screen. It's one of those movies you've got to take in and just have fun with. Fall in love with the characters, root for whoever you want or whatever scenario you want in the outcome, but you got to give this movie a shot. I would say this may be more for the deep cinephiles, but I fell in love with this movie the very first time I watched it. Number 2. The Hangover, 2009, directed by Todd Phillips. This had to go here, if not for any reason, for the cultural impact it had. And it's freaking hilarious. Funny, I saw this in theaters when it came out, and I think half of my senior class from school was in attendance. It was packed in there, nuts to butts, and everyone was having an amazing time. The Hangover is just one of those movies that can't be denied. A star-making movie for the three leads, The Hangover is about a group of friends who go to Vegas for their boys' bachelor party. They end up getting too faded and have to recall the events of the night before the morning. I mean, this movie has all the Vegas stuff. Weddings, partying, gambling, all while we were running through the city of Vegas like a bunch of idiots. It's so quotable. I spit lines from that movie all the time. I'm sure everyone has seen this, so I feel like I don't need to say much. But The Hangover is one of those timeless films that everyone remembers their first time watching, just like they remember their first time in Vegas. All right, top of the mountain, number 1. Casino, 1995, directed by Martin Scorsese. Well, I think this was obvious. Marty's classic movie about gambling, crime, love, and friendship, without question, is the best Vegas movie. Often called the watered-down Goodfellas, Casino is nothing short of a Scorsese classic. Marty captures 70s Vegas beautifully as we watch Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Sharon Stone give all-star performances. This movie is about a man played by Robert De Niro who is sent to run a string of casinos in Vegas. And although he's good at the job, his muscle, played by Joe Pesci, and his wife, played by Sharon Stone, make things very complicated. This film shows you a lot about life in a weird way. We watch De Niro try and navigate his way through issue after issue, all while we are in these amazing Vegas casinos. It's a film about trust and loyalty, a film that shows human nature at its finest. We see the lavish Vegas lifestyle with expensive clothes, jewelry, drugs, and all the other goodies. It's one of those 3-hour epics that just wraps you up and makes you wish you were in one of the Tangier casinos playing some games and taking in those vibes. I love seeing Vegas back in the day too. Always so fun. Casino is easily one of the best movies ever made, not just Vegas movies. If you haven't seen this movie, I really don't know what else to tell you. Guys, thank you so much for watching my best Vegas movies list. Let me know if there is a film or topic or list you'd like me to do. Guys, if you made it this far, do me a solid, like and subscribe. Help me hit my goal. I greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Letterboxd, Ralph Vader. I'll link that below. I got a podcast with my buddy, The Cutting Room Floor. I'll link that below for more movie content. I will be back next week. And don't forget the popcorn.